Showtime. Howdy, shipmates. How's it going tonight? Welcome to another evening here with myself, Patrick Goodman. I'm a freelance writer. Do a lot of work with Star Trek Adventures, which is what brings us here tonight, because I have with me the beautiful and talented Al Spader. Al, say hi.
Hey, everyone. Al Spader. I'm the lead writer for the Federation-Klingon War Tactical Campaign, which we're going to be playing through a round of tonight.
All right. Let's see.
Looks like we are live on Facebook. That's great.
Sweet. Yeah, there we are. Yeah. And it looks like we are transmitting on YouTube. Hello to everybody watching on both of these. This is the first time I've ever tried sending all this stuff out to two different places at once. But we had a bunch of people requesting that we do this on so we are live honoring the request of those who want. Say again.
Does this chat that we have going over here link to YouTube or Facebook, or do I need to send that link over there separately?
It should go out to both. Let us find out. That is a noble experiment.
So I just put it under comments here.
Keith, yes, I do see the YouTube chat. Now, if someone will...
All right, I'm in the YouTube chat now. Keith, here you go. If you want to participate with us tonight, we are doing the Roll Dice with Friends room. I did put the link into YouTube. It is here also with the StreamYard for us, and I'm going to get it up on Facebook here in just a moment. We want everybody to get a chance to roll some dice, get some assets going.
Looks like when I send it out, it goes into the YouTube chat. Let me look over at the Facebook chat. And I am
not seeing it on Facebook Live anymore.
All right. Al, why don't you try dropping that link here on the StreamYard chat, because it looks like it goes out to both.
I tried it once and it's not. It says this comment has failed to post to the Trekkie Gamer. Whenever I do it.
Well, that's rude.
It worked in the YouTube chat when I directly went there, but now I'm getting an error within StreamYard. It'll work in the private chat, but not in the comments. Although, can you copy it from the private chat over to comments, Patrick?
Yeah, hold on just a second.
Okay, so it does show they're coming from Facebook, from YouTube.
All right, let's get back into the comments.
Keith and Dave and Semper, did you all get into the Roll Dice with Friends room?
All right, yeah, there's the link showing up on YouTube. Let me make sure it shows up on Facebook. We appreciate all of you bearing with us as we test out this new technology of ours, and it's showing up on Facebook. So
Yeah,
in
we
the
promised
comments.
that we practiced this last night, but we didn't have the chat running in full, so we just want to make sure that everybody is updating. For whatever reason, I can't comment over here. I don't know why. That's
I
weird.
can't think of why you wouldn't be able to, but
if you do it, that works. Yeah, no, not gonna work for me. All right, so
that's strange. Okay.
Awesome, Keith. I see you in there. Somebody rolled as Dallas Dice Roller. If you look up underneath Tactical Overlay Practice, you will see where it says name. You can just type your name in the box so that we know who's rolling what. We'll probably be calling out for people to make rolls and see who's around each time that we decide to do that. Thanks, Sam. Keith, you look good up there.
Awesome. All right, we've got
Dave. Have you tried to get into the dice roller yet? Oh, Keith. Okay, good job. Thank you. All right, I'm gonna close that.
okay.
Bandwidth.
Well, Semper, I hope you enjoy your company. This is getting recorded over on YouTube, so you can come and watch it later. All right.
So for those of you that aren't clear on what we're doing tonight, we're just going to do a playthrough of the tactical overlay real time with all of us making decisions. So chat is going to be very key for that. If you want to participate, please make sure that you just post in chat, and we will try to process everyone's ideas and make the best choices possible. I think that once you see one turn of the campaign happen, it kind of makes sense after that. It's pretty intuitive once you get it going.
All right. So for those who aren't sure what exactly it is, don't be hateful, machine. We are going to be using this here book that Al is the lead lighter. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you have your book with you, it's page 76 is where the tactical overlay begins. And then page 77 is where you roll for your initial assets. So before you actually start playing the first turn, you do need to generate your 5 initial assets. Keith, just for fun, if you are in the tactical overlay, can you roll 5d20 for me, please? As you all log in and check out the dice roller, all you really do is you click the die that you want, which is going to be d20s. You click how many of them you want, and it'll appear in this gray box. Once you see the number of d20s there that you want, you just click roll it, and it will generate 5 rolls for us. But that's how we'll be doing our rolls, because everyone can see them.
All right.
Just going back on Facebook real quick.
Cool deal. But yes, you guys are more than welcome to jump in on chat. So this is getting recorded over on YouTube, I think. Do we want to hang out here on the book, or we want to switch over to the map, Al?
Yeah, let's well, I'm gonna get 5 dice ready to roll. Sounds like Keith might be a little bit busy in the moment. Dave is asking us one moment. So let's just keep chatting about what this all means. So the way the campaign works is you generate your initial assets, which is equal to the starting pace of the campaign. The starting pace of the Klingon War is 5, which means we are generating 5 points of interest in the first turn. So because we generate 5 points of interest every turn in stage number 1, the early war, you also start with 5 assets. So the first thing, you see that there is the asset type table on page 77. So we're going to have Keith rolled his 5 numbers there. So I see 1, 6, 4, 10, 14. So 1, 6, 4, 10, 14 is we have 2 resources. That's tough to have early. 2 resources. We've got a ship. Oh, 2 ships.
Oh.
And then 1 character. So that's having ships and characters are really good early, because when you use a resource asset, it's only usable once, which is unfortunate. It is still really good and helpful for an assist, but once you use it, it goes away. So we have a resource. We have a resource. We have a ship. And all this is just a basic table that I made for us to jot stuff down. We could use the playing cards from online. Lots of different things that you can do. You could do this on Roll20 with character tokens. So let's go back over to the dice roller. Let's start with our resource assets. Keith, if you're still around, can you roll me 2d20? All right, so we got a 1 and a 6. A 1 and a 6. So we have Federation diplomatic pressure. I'm just going to write diplo pressure, which gives us a 10-1 military and or a 12-3 social. That's pretty good. That's flexible. So that is that. Now the 6 is allied military. Nice. So we've got some allied military personnel waiting for us. They have 14-5 under military. Wow, that's really good. Holy crap. I mean, they're really only good at one thing. However, it's really good in general. And then how about 2 more, Keith, for our ships? Find out who we're getting for ships. Another 1. Holy moly. 1 is
USS Thunderbird.
The Thunderbird, yes. Thunderbird has a cool little ability next to it, too. So it's not very good at medical. It's only a 9-2. At military, it's even worse. It's an 8-2. Personal, 11-3. That's not bad. Science, though, as its primary, is a 13-3?
Yeah, 13-3.
And then social is
10-2.
10-2. All right. And then it has this cool special ability, Advanced Shield. So science, advanced sensors. Science reduced by 1. So if we send this thing to a science point of interest, not only will it have a 13-3 with a reroll, but the difficulty is also reduced by 1. So that's actually pretty dang good. It's a science.
Yeah. Nothing to sneeze at there.
No, and then we had a 4, which is
what do we have?
Jervis.
Oh, I thought we had 6. I looked the wrong row. That's what.
So the Jervis. Oh wait.
No, it's a Jervis. It's
okay.
It's a Cardenas class.
So 8-1. So again, not much in the form of medical help right now. Hopefully we don't get too many of those.
12-4 for military.
12-4, and that's its primary.
That's its primary, correct.
So that's good. If we get a lot of tactical things. Personal is
13-3.
13-3, which is also good. There's just not a reroll for it.
Yeah.
Science
10-3.
10-3, and then 9-2 on social. All right. Keith, you don't mind if I roll the character, do you? Here we go. And a 5. Wow, low rolls all around. Janet Wallace. All right.
Yeah. Having some medical expertise is not going to hurt.
14-4. Yeah, we probably needed that. We don't have a ton of personal right now, but we've got some pretty good stuff spread around otherwise. She also is a 7-1 military. That's hilarious. She's not fighting no one.
11-1 personal.
1 personal. Science
13-3.
That's good. And then social
is 11-2.
11-2. Yep. All right. So those are our 5 starting assets. The next bit is to figure out what our 5 points of interest are. And points of interest come to page 80. So we're starting with 5 points of interest again. So Keith, do you want to roll 5d20 for us? If you're still there.
The chat seems to be running a little bit behind. So
okay.
I think we're talking, but the
here we go. Oh, we rolled 19 twice, so I'm going to re-roll one of those. All right, so we got 5, which is
tactical.
So 1 to 11 is tactical. Wow, we only got 1 tactical. That might be really good for us. And then we got 13, 14, which is 2 explorations.
Yeah.
And then we have 17, 19. So 17 is routine. 19 is unknown. And those unknowns can make or break a freaking game, let me tell you. All right. So let me get in here. So let's start with our tactical.
Okay.
Tactical. What is our tactical POI? I'll roll it because I just have the D20 already set up. It's a 2. Merchant shipping has come under attack. It's a 1-1. Nice. Merchant ship under attack. It's a challenge 1.
Urgency
1. And it is a...
It's military.
Military 1. So we've got a military one there. Now, Keith, you want to roll 2d20 for our explorations?
Ooh, 3 and 13.
Nice. So 3 is
Federation ship drifting through space, but is completely silent.
ship completely silent.
Personal
and this is
2.
a personal 2.
Yes.
That's going to be hard for us.
Yes, it is.
Just saying. And what was it? 13? Ooh, sorry, I hit my mic. All right, so this is a fun, weird one. Resource-rich planet has ceased all shipments. Fires at anything approaching. Resource planet shooting at us. So this is either we can do military 3. I like these ones with the options. Personal 2. Or social
2.
2. I like that. No urgency. There is a special here that says if this encounter is not removed from play without resolution, players discard 1 asset. That's brutal, by the way. So we definitely need to figure out.
It sounds it, yeah.
We have to figure out how to deal with that one. All right, I'll roll 1 for routine. That's a 9. Routine. Oh, an inspection tour. Personal 2. Awesome.
Yeah, because we have so much personal to
Yeah,
throw at things.
This could be bad for us. Personal 2. All right, nothing else special about that. And last but not least, I'll roll for... Oh, wait, you know what? That doesn't count. We're not rolling for the unknown. Because we don't know until after we assign stuff to it. All right, so we have a military 1, urgency 1, point of interest. We have a personal 2 exploration. We have a mil 3, personal 2, social 2 exploration. And we have a personal 2 inspection tour. And we don't know what the heck's coming up over at the unknown. So the next step is to assign our assets to where we think they would be best used. So we got diplomatic pressure. And remember, if you are assigning a resource, it has to go with either a character or a ship. It can't go by itself.
Which means we're going to kind of skimp on the...
Yeah, we've got a couple of good science ships, though. Or we've got a science ship and a character.
Yeah.
We've got a military ship. Ooh, the military, the Jervis also has pretty high personal.
Ooh.
Which might be helpful. Keith, what do you think? Hey, Michael. We're just
Welcome
looking
to
at
the party,
where
Michael.
we want our assets to go. So let's see. This is a tough one.
Yeah. Let's see here.
We got to get this exploration with the social taken care of and the personal too. I think if we can take out both explorations this turn, we will generate enough progression to advance one of our assets for next turn, which could be helpful.
Okay.
So that's something to consider. An urgency 1 doesn't really do too much. It will escalate to urgency 2 next round, and we will get 1 additional point of interest next round. But that one might be one that we can leave alone. We could leave alone the unknown. These personal twos are rough.
Yeah. Oh, goodness. All right, guys. We're open to suggestions. That's what we're here for.
So
I'm trying to form some ideas, but
so Janet Wallace isn't really going to help us with her science or her medical. Her 11-2 could be a help for social if we decide we want to do social at this one at the resource planet. But we could also take the Jervis and put it at a personal site.
yeah, that's not. It's got a pretty good
personal
there.
2, which is rough. We've got 3 personal 2s. That's brutal.
Oh. Okay.
So I think we're going to need to leave 1 or 2 of these completely alone, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't see where we have any real
I think
option
we have to
there.
leave the unknown alone, and I think we have to leave the tactical alone. Or the inspection tour. We could leave the inspection tour. The only problem with the inspection tour is if we don't solve that, we lose an asset next turn that has to go deal with it. The problem is there's so many personal 2s here.
Yeah. Okay.
So an idea could be to send the Jervis over to the military, the military 1 thing and try to generate some momentum to help with the others. But I really think we should try to knock out both of these explorations.
Yeah, need to. I think you're right. Knock out both of the explorers.
So Keith says that Jervis should go to the resource planet. Let's see. So Jervis has that personal 13-3. I mean, that is very, very good. And we do have to knock that out. Should we send Jervis and Janet to the resource planet? I'm just going to type Jervis in here right now. Because Janet's probably not going to get 2 successes on her own.
Probably not.
Oh, here's an idea. What if... Okay. What if, instead of sending the Jervis here, we send the Jervis to... I don't know. Let's say the inspection tour right now. Okay. Then what we do is we send Janet and the diplomatic pressure to the resource planet and do social.
Ah, yeah.
And then we could send the Thunderbird instead of the Jervis to the inspection tour. And send the Jervis over here to try to generate momentum.
Yeah.
And then maybe don't assign the military assets or resources. The Allied military, maybe we keep them till next turn.
Hold on to that and hold on to the diplomatic pressure.
Well, the diplomatic pressure, I think we need to send to the resource planet with Janet.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right.
We have to get that one cleared out more than anything. But then we start rolling with the Jervis over here at this tactical piece. just to generate momentum for the other two. If we don't clear out the ship has gone completely silent, we won't get the progression, but that will just stick around and become personal 3 next turn. So I don't think we'll be missing out on much.
Okay. Keith likes the idea of holding on the allies for this turn.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea, Keith. Hi, Grace. Michael Chad, are you still around? What do you think? What do you think of this layout? So my thought would be we start with this military, try to generate some momentum, head to the resource planet where we're getting a crap ton of dice, and then do the inspection tour last.
Michael thinks it looks good so far.
Okay. All right. So if this is our assigned thing, we're going to hold on to our allies till next turn. Now it's time to roll our unknown point of interest. Would anyone like to roll that for us? If not, I can pull it up right now. We just need to see if there are any bad notes if we don't complete it.
I just rolled an 18.
18. A wrecked starship turns out to be an enemy vessel in disguise. Military 2. All right. So I'm not going to fill that in right now because we are leaving this alone. And then something's going to happen with this next turn. It's going to basically turn into a different point of interest, which we'll talk about in a few minutes. All right. The last thing is the event. The event. I'll roll the event. Oh, first of all, we need to roll a random point of interest. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so on and so forth. So which point of interest is going to be getting it? Oh, the merchant ship under attack with the Jervis is going to have lovely an event. Go ahead, Patrick, roll me one more.
I rolled a 19. I'm rolling lousy dice. Everybody else is getting decent rolls.
Oh my gosh. Element of surprise. If affecting a military problem, gain +1 campaign momentum immediately. It was a good event.
I'll take it.
As will I. I'm going to go ahead and add that here. All right. So here's the question. I think that we spend that momentum here at the merchant ship and roll 3 dice. What do you think?
I think that's a good call.
All right. So we're going to spend a momentum. The Jervis is a military ship, so it's a 12-4, and we're rolling 3 dice with a reroll. Keith, you want to do that? You want to do that roll? 3d20, and then we get to reroll one of them if we want.
And the drums roll, and he
so
comes
I'm seeing 1, 2, 3 successes. Do you want to? We should probably reroll the 16, right? So why don't you roll one more, Keith? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes. All right. Yes. So that's going to actually generate us 4 momentum, which is incredible. And we have dealt with, let me go ahead and turn this green because we've dealt with it. Nice job. All right, Jervis, you're amazing.
Very resourceful crew. I like it.
All right. So what do we do next? Probably the resource planet. Because we're more likely to gain momentum here, I think, right? So Janet is a social 11-2, and we're supported by a 12-3. No rerolls. What do you think? Do we buy 2 dice, chat? Yeah, we're swimming with momentum, Keith. You're not wrong. All right. Well, then I'm going to... Because even if we don't generate momentum, we'll still have enough to buy 1 die another turn. So we're going to be rolling 4 dice with Janet and then 1 die with diplomatic pressure as an assist. Patrick, you want to roll those 4 dice for Janet?
All right, rolling for Janet.
And Janet is a 11-2
Oh,
is
dear.
what we're looking at here. Oh, dear.
She got 2 successes, but that 20 is not does not make me happy.
All right, so we have a complication, but that's fine. We have 2 successes with a comp. So now we roll our diplomatic pressure. I'll roll that one.
Okay.
They do not get a success, but they also do not
generate a complication.
So it is social 2. So we did complete this one. However, you know what? I'm going to make this one orange because there was a complication. So that's good. Red means we fail. Orange means there's a complication. Green means we're good.
Right. That sounds like a good plan.
All right. So now it's down to the Thunderbird. We have 1 momentum left. I think we do need to spend it, unfortunately, to get 3 dice
right.
with the Thunderbird. And the Thunderbird stats... it's really a science shit more than anything.
Thunderbird.
It's 11-3. No reroll.
Right.
And we're rolling 3 dice. The math gods say that it should work. Keith, you want to roll those 3 dice? Fingers crossed.
If anybody else wants to roll dice, I can repost that link.
We got it.
Oh, nice.
All right.
6, 11, and a 15. That's 2 successes right there.
2 successes. That's what we needed, right? Personal 2. Yep. Good job, Thunderbird. All right. I think we've actually done a good job here mitigating as much as we can. So we've assigned our assets. We've rolled our dice. Now we have to move on to the last phase, which is seeing what happens to our outcomes. So we had a flawed success at the resource planet. So we can either A, generate 1 additional point of interest next campaign turn, roll to determine a loss for a ship or character used in this thing, or increase the threat. I say that we can roll for a loss with Janet and see what happens to her. Or we can generate 1 additional point of interest next turn. What do you guys think?
Yes.
Chat, should we see if Janet gets lost, or should we generate an extra point of interest next turn? I know what I'm thinking. My thought is we roll to see if we lose her. Yeah,
That's not losing her. Sounds like Keith is looking at another point of interest.
So we are already going to be generating an extra point of interest because of the unknown, and the exploration that we did not deal with is going to stick around. So next turn, we're looking at 7 points of interest already. If we roll another one here, that'll put us at 8 points of interest. I think it'd be better to see if Janet disappears. Honestly, poor Janet.
Hopefully she won't buckle under pressure at the...
Either do you want 8 points of interest?
No, I vote we see if she...
Grace, are you in the Roll Dice with Friends channel? Because if you are, I want you to roll this die to see what happens to Janet. So roll 1d20. No pressure. $17. All right. So I got some news for you. If you roll an 11 to 20 on a character asset for character losses, nothing serious happens to them. So Janet is sticking around next turn, baby.
Cool.
Good call, Grace. All right. So let's continue reading what happens with the rest of the outcomes. Military points of interest. We were successful in this, so nothing happens here. Or sorry, tactical points of interest. So we will be rolling a different point of interest next turn. We were successful. And then it says...
Don't forget to clear the event on that one.
Oh, yeah. Next is unresolved point. Okay, so we didn't. So that just gets resolved. If a routine point of interest was not resolved by an asset, you will lose an asset next turn randomly. If it's a resource, it is lost instead. So this is solved. Annoying that we don't really get anything out of it. We just don't have to lose something next turn.
Yay.
Unresolved exploration points of interest. If it was failed or not investigated, it will effectively begin to fade, increase all the problem's difficulties by 1 the first time this happens. So next turn, this ship that's completely silent is now personal 3. And then this one that we did solve generates us 3 progress. Which progress is like our experience points to level something up.
Okay.
Awesome. And then unknown points of interest. Unresolved unknown points of interest. If it was failed or not investigated, remove it from play. Next campaign turn, an additional point of interest is generated, and each difficulty for the challenge is increased by 1. So,
okay,
we are actually going to draw 6 points of interest next turn. We're going to add a low row below. We're going to do this here.
Yeah, now I'm starting to see what Michael and Jim were talking about with the pool cues and the
right?
pushing things around. And
all right, so here's what we're going to do first. So we are going to move on to the next round because I think we've got plenty of time. what I would like to do first is to roll the point of interest that is going to be +1 difficulty on all of its stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and roll 1d20.
All right.
It is an 8. You know what? Before we roll this, at the end of each turn, we do generate 2 assets. So, Grace, can you roll me 2d20? Let's see what the assets are that we generate. So a 5 is another resource, and a 19 is a character. All right. So that 8 is going to be our resource. So we got a secret operations team. All right. Sweet. I'm going to replace this with that. Secret ops team. And they have 12-3 and 13-3. Okay. 12-3. And could have used them last turn. And then our character. I'm going to go ahead and roll for our character as well. Our character is a 5. Who do we got? Anybody cool? Oh, that's Janet Wallace again.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and re-roll.
Yeah.
2.
Dr. Joseph Mbenga.
Mbenga. Yeah. That's awesome. Although we've got a heap ton of medical now. It's kind of disappointed that they gave him the name Joseph in Strange New Worlds.
Well, they pulled that out of other beta canon.
Well,
some of the novels he was also
the novels was they actually gave him David Mack gave him a very indigenous African name. I don't remember it off the top of my head. I'll try to remember it as we're playing.
I didn't realize that. I mean, because I was,
because
most of my knowledge of the novels is the older novels before the.
I actually wrote the other name when I was writing this, and when it went through the editing process, our canon editor was like, "Nah, it's officially Joseph now," and I'm like, "Oh, that's so sad." He was a little disappointed too. Scott Pearson was the one that sent me that message. All right, so we've got 6 assets now, but we've got 7 points of interest. All right. The point of interest that is going to be +1 difficulty is a 9, a tactical point of interest. 19, a recon mission to determine enemy plans. Recon to determine plans. And this is tactical. It is a challenge. Science 2. So this is going to be Science 3. Do we have a science ship? I think we do, right?
Yeah, I think the Thunderbird is a
Urgency
science
1. All right, so that's not the end of the world. That's not the end of the world. We can handle that. All right. So that is that. Keith, you still with me? Yeah, Jabilo, Dave, you're correct. Jabilo was it. Yep. Keith, you want to roll 5d20 for me to see what the other assets are, or the other points of interest are? Let's roll one more to get rid of that 11. So 2 is tactical. So we got ×2 tactical. No, ×3 tactical. Ooh. And then oh no. and then ×2 unknown.
Yeah, what could possibly go wrong?
That's unfortunate. Assigning assets without knowing what's there is terrifying.
Yeah.
Let's see what our tacticals are. We got a 2, which is merchant shipping. We've already done that one, so I'm going to just go with 1. Enemy flagship. Enemy flagship is doing stuff. This is tactical. No big deal, just military 3. And urgency 1. Then we got our 6, which is Federation friendly world threatening to defect to the Klingons. Defection planet. This is going to be tactical. But here's the cool thing about this. Just because it's tactical doesn't necessarily it's going to be military. This is actually a social tactical thing, which I love. Urgency here is urgency 1. And then last but certainly not least is a 10, which is independent world. It's another one that has a lot of options. Nice. World weighing options. So this one is either social 2, medical 2, science 2.
That's a good thing we got a lot of medical.
Yeah. Social 2 or science 2. And this is urgency 1. And all these are just urgency 1, which is nice. But the unfortunate thing is we also have these 2 unknowns that we don't know about. All right, sweet. So we have this round set up. I'm going to take a bio break. I'll be back in like 3 minutes if you guys are okay with that. Everybody else want to stretch their legs and all that?
Stretching is good.
If you want to grab a drink or anything like that, we'll probably just do round 2 and then call it good. Yeah, so take a stretch break. I'll be right back. I'm going to grab a beverage and use the bathroom.
Oh, well. So how are you guys liking it so far? I've kind of lost my co-host for a moment, so I need something to bounce on. Not even just for Mbenga. Oh, okay. We're still talking about Mbenga's name. That's awesome. That makes sense. A lot of things get written down in scripts and never used, so yeah, I'm enjoying the heck out of this. I'm not saying I'm not confused, Grace. I'm just enjoying it, but that there is a definite confusion. But I'm getting a better handle on it. It's just this stuff is growing really fast, and we're not quite knocking things out the way I completely misunderstood how some of this works, but it does have a little bit of war game to it, Michael, and I am it's been so long since I've done the actual war gaming. It's it's taken a little bit more getting used to because I have not done it in years and years, any real wargaming. Oh, Grace, you're a newbie. Welcome to the party.
Yeah, Grace. So this is like an add-on on top of the actual role playing. So like in the Klingon tactical campaign book, there's 6 adventures and 24 mission briefs that you can just play through and role play. What we're practicing right now is this new what we call the campaign overlay, which is an additional type of game that you can play in between the missions. So it uses rules that are similar to the Star Trek Adventure system. It's not 100% the same.
Not wrong.
Michael, it is wargaming, and I was kind of pushing for that when we were going through the design process. Like I had Starfleet Battles out. I was looking at the rules for that. I watched a bunch of the old FASA tactical simulators games. So yeah, we've been by design trying to make this feel a little wargamey. And we're talking about the sense of scale, right? You can do personal stuff with your character that you're role playing using your character sheet, and then in between missions, you zoom out and you are now an admiral that's telling those characters what to do, essentially, by using these assets and whatnot.
Oh, those 2 unknowns were just staring at me, mocking me, making me feel very nervous and self-conscious.
Keith, what are you thinking so far? Yeah, Michael, I feel like we could totally just, honestly, the tables in here, you change the ship assets, you change the character assets, and you got this for any war that you want to play. And you can do as many phases as you want, as many turns as you want. Oh, Grace, you're going to love this. I just filmed a continuing conversation with Michael and Jim about fusing this game and Captain's Log into one. And we went probably a little over an hour talking about it. And I think that we have some really cool ideas for people to try.
Do they know when that one's going to go up, Al? Or
I want to say it's the second week of April. I think it's the second week of April. We get a lot more detailed on it, Grace. You know what? It might be the third week of April because I know that they have 2 sessions where they're doing what we're doing right now. Just actually doing the playthrough. They didn't even tell me they were doing that. They just did it to try to figure it out.
Well, that's cool.
So yeah. All right, let's go back and look at our points of interest here. So it looks like I see a science 3, a personal 3, a military 3. That's all scary. Then we've got a social 2 and then a social medical science 2. And then 2 unknowns. We'll get to the unknowns momentarily. Let's see what we've got for assets. So we've got that military aid that we've been saving.
Yeah.
Which we can send with anyone else with military, like the Jervis. I mean, so you can tell, by the way, that this was written before Strange New Worlds came out because look at Mabenga's military.
Yeah.
Like I was using the TOS Mabenga when I was designing this because this is literally 2.5 years old. So military 3. So let's look at this enemy flagship. How can we get a military 3 down there? We could do the Jervis and the Allied military.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be
That's probably going to score at least 3 successes, probably more likely 4, because we've got the reroll.
right. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And really, like the Secret Ops team has the 12-3 military, but I think we might be able to use their 13-3 personal.
elsewhere.
time around.
Yeah.
We've got this medical 2, science 2 down here. We get this personal 3 here. Okay. We have to if we want to get 3 more progression points, we would probably want to focus on this silent ship. That would be really nice.
Yeah.
To get that 3 progression.
Are you talking about the drug that Mbega and Chapel used, Grace?
Yes. No, it's not, Grace, because when I wrote this game, Strange New Worlds hadn't come out yet, believe it or not.
Yeah. It doesn't figure into what we're doing right now, but I can't imagine that at some point we won't have it in something.
Yeah, I'm sure that we will. I mean, we've announced the Strange New World license, so it would be nice if we can do something with that eventually. I don't know what that's going to look like, but all right. So we also have this Science 3 tactical. Luckily, all of our tacticals are only urgency 1, so we don't have to freak out too much about them. I would like to get this 3 progression, but I don't know if we've got enough personal to deal with it. Maybe we could do the Thunderbird.
Thunderbird's got some personal.
Thunderbird's a science ship, though.
Jervis has some personal, but it's a military ship. We're already talking about sending it to.
Yeah. Social 2. All right, chat. What do you think? By the way, you know what I'm also going to do for the chat? Let me get the link to this. Let me do this. Nope. All right, Patrick, I'm going to send this link to the slideshow into the private chat, and you can move it over to comments for me.
Will do.
So everybody can actually look at all the screens and bounce between them if needs be. All right, Janet Wallace, you're medical. Mabenga, you're medical. Mabenga also has social, but that's all. Oh, we could maybe send Mabenga to the defection planet. I'm just going to jot this down real quick. Mabenga. Wallace.
Yeah, I think that's a good allocation of those 2.
Jervis. Jervis. Jervis and Allied military, maybe. And then for science, we could bring Thunderbird. Let's see. Thunderbird here.
Thunderbird.
No, Thunderbird would be recon. Boy, that personal would be really nice to get. I just don't know how we're going to do it. We get, you know what? We could do Thunderbird with an 11.3 and Secret Ops with an 11.3 to here.
Yeah.
But that's going to leave, again, 2 unknowns, which are going to generate 2 more points of interest next turn.
Yes,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. and we're only going to be at 6 assets. No, we'll probably be at 7 assets, because if we clear this, you can spend progression to buy additional assets. I believe that is correct.
Oh my goodness.
One other thing that we can think about too is if we do generate momentum, you can spend 1 campaign momentum to keep a single resource from being discarded, or you can spend 2 campaign momentum to buy an additional asset. I think we have all 6 assigned right now, Keith. We've got Thunderbird Secret Ops here, Jervis and Allied military here, Wallace, Mabenga. That's 6, right?
That's
Just like
it.
that.
Yeah, that's what we've got. Oh,
Right?
yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
All right, so here's what I think we should do. I think we should start with the Jervis and the Allied militia, because we get a reroll from the Jervis, and the Allied militia is a 14-5. That's 3 dice. We should be able to generate 3 to 4 successes here, I would think.
Well, mathematically, we ought to be able to. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that one first. All right, here we go. I'm going to roll 2 dice for the Jervis, and one of these can get re-rolled if we wish. So that is 1 success. No, 2 successes, because I rolled a 1. The Jervis needs a 12. I suppose I should re-roll that 15. So there's 3 successes right there. And now we get to roll the Allied militia, which is 14-5. Here we go. I'm going to roll 1 more. Oh, and 2 more successes. So we generate 2 momentum.
Sweet.
Oh, we needed that. We needed that, chat. Awesome. Okay. I was really worried about that.
I was sweating a little too. So you're.
All right. So that is green. Green means go. We succeeded here. All right. Where do we go to next? Janet Wallace has an 11-2 social. Oh, but she has a medical 14-4. So she's likely going to generate. If we buy a momentum or buy a die with momentum for Janet, she's probably going to generate a couple of momentum back.
Yeah. At least get that momentum back.
Yep.
Let's do that. Let's spend 1 on 1 die for Janet.
All right, go ahead and roll me 3 dice for Janet.
All right,
Patrick.
1, 2, and 3.
5, 9, 4. That is 4 successes. She has a reroll. I don't think that we need to do it, right? Because
No, I think we're good. If
14-4.
if she'd rolled something, she'd roll a 15 or higher, I'd say re-roll that one. But with what we've got here, that 4 gets us 2, so 5, 9, and 4. Yeah, 4 successes.
4 successes. So she's going to generate 2 momentum. Bring us up to 3 momentum.
Pays back that 1 that she got. Okay, great.
All right. So now, do we do Mbenga on social, which he isn't super great at? He's a 12-3. He needs 2 successes. Or do we do the Thunderbird and Secret Ops?
Ooh.
I think
we got the one that gone silent, right?
What if we bought 2 dice for Thunderbird and Secret Ops? Because we don't have a reroll there.
Yeah, we need all the help we can get on that one.
Yeah, Keith thinks Thunderbird and Secret Ops too.
Oh.
All right, so Keith, do you want to roll? We're gonna buy 2 dice for the Thunderbird. So 4 dice total for the Thunderbird.
Did the and this is something I didn't notice in my read through, but
Actually,
I just want to make sure we're doing this right. Are the momentum costs for extra dice the same as they
yes.
are in? Okay, so those 2 dice would cost 3 momentum.
I do want to point out that I chose to not roll an event this round. Because we are in a really tight bind right now. So I wanted to give us a chance here. Okay, Keith. So we got a 7, a 19, a 2, and an 8. That's, I think, 4 successes right there, just from the Thunderbird. Let's see. Thunderbird, and we're doing personal, is 11-3. So 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So I will roll the support die from our Secret Ops team. They will add a success as well. So it's 5 successes on a difficulty 3. So we're going to generate 2 momentum.
But we're clearing that one.
And we're going to go up to 3 momentum total. All right. So, Mbenga. Do we spend the 3 momentum to give Mbenga 2 dice? Or do we only buy 1 dice with him?
This is what,
That's
social?
the question. That's the question. Because Mbenga's social is 12-3. And he needs 2 successes. He doesn't get a reroll, but he should be able to do it in 3 dice.
Keith is saying we should go all in on Mbenga.
You think so, Keith? Spend it all? All right. He hasn't been wrong yet. So I'm going to spend all 3 momentum on Mbenga.
Give him 2 more dice. Okay.
So he's going to roll 4 dice. Patrick, you want to roll those? No reroll.
4 dice, no reroll.
Needing 2 successes. 12-3.
All right.
Oh my gosh. That's 5 successes.
I like it.
He just generated 3 momentum.
Woo!
Nice job, Mbenga.
All right, Doc. Yeah.
All right. Oops. I didn't want to highlight. I wanted to change the font color. How about none? Okay. Now, that is a good thing. So, as we move to the end of the turn, my suggestion is we've got 3 momentum. I say we bank 1 and then buy an asset with 2 of them. So we will generate 3 assets this turn. Actually, you know what? Change that. I say we spend 1 campaign momentum to keep our either secret ops team or allied military.
Both of which did yeoman work for us. Who should we
Secret ops
keep?
team is more well-rounded, whereas allied military is better at one thing. What do you think?
Personally, I like the secret ops.
I think I would say that too. I like that well-roundedness of them. All right. So we're going to keep secret ops next turn, which is awesome. We don't have to roll any losses this round, which is great as well.
Keith agrees with us.
Awesome. So,
So
two
does
things are
Michael.
going to
Okay,
happen before we are able to like start resolution. We are going to insert row below. We are going to, I think, as I look at it here, we are going to generate 3 assets this turn, which is awesome. But before we do that, we are also going to do something else pretty cool, which is roll on the progression table. So, Keith, give me one d20, Keith. Let's see what our progression will be. So 16, flexible deployments. For an entire campaign turn, each resource may be used twice rather than once. Nice.
Woohoo!
All right, so that's actually really, really cool. So we can assign it to 2 different things. That's one that you probably want to hold on to for a bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Just for fun, let's roll our 3 assets and see who we're going to get. Patrick, go ahead and roll 3d20.
All right. We have got a 14.
A 14, a 15, and a 3. So 14 is... No, that's point of interest. 14 is... It says 1 character asset if you currently have 2 or fewer character assets. So it's a character.
Awesome.
15 will be a ship. And then 3 will be a resource. So we get 1 more character, 1 more ship, and 1 more resource. So that's kind of cool. So our resource is 16. Diplomatic talent. And they are... Federation Diplomatic Tag is a 14-4 social. That's okay, I guess. Our character is... I'm sorry, our ship, which is next. Is that a 20? Yes! Yes, we got a Section 31 ship.
Oh.
That's a classified Shiva class. Which is just it's got a cloaking device on it.
Sweet.
It's a well-rounded ship. Oh, that's not where that goes. (9/2), and then social is 12/4, and that's its primary actually. And then
Not the personal at 12.5. That's cool.
now it also has difficulty of military problems is reduced by 1. Minimum 1. That's cool. And let's see if we can find a cool character to come along with us.
Indeed.
16. Commodore Robert April. Yeah, boy.
There we go. I have no idea what you're talking about, Brian.
What's Brian saying?
Section 31. Never heard of that?
Who?
Grace, Treaty of Algeron was signed in the early 24th century. So,
check this out. Ready?
We're just fine.
So Robert April has a primary power of social, and his social is a 17/5.
Good Lord. I just thought it was cool because I think he's cool, but that is really awesome.
All right, so I'm just gonna real quick go over to these points of interest that and see how they resolve, because I believe the recon to determine plans increases but difficulty by 1, and then sticks around. So intensity 1, problem becomes worse, enemies entrench themselves, increase the intensity to 2, then raise all difficulties by 1. So urgency 2. This now has become a science 4. This stuff is all gone. Which is awesome. We did way better that round than I thought we were going to, by the way.
Yeah, that went extraordinarily well. I'm quite happy with how that.
Somebody was posting earlier that they've started twice and they just keep like doing really, really well. And I'm like, I'm looking at where this particular game is at, and I am worried. I'm stressed. Because next turn, we are generating 7 points of interest, 2 of which are at difficulty +1. So we'll have 8 points of interest on the board on turn 3, which is bonkers.
But we got more stuff to deal with it. Hopefully we can Grace, no, we're mid 23rd century. 2250
56.
Yeah, 56ish.
56, 57, I think, or is it 55, 56?
I want to say 56, 57.
That sounds right to me.
Because the disco campaign guide is 56 to 58, and it covers 2 seasons.
Yeah,
so
it is 56 to 57. Yep. So that is it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to play through another round here tonight, but maybe we can do this again one night next weekend or something like that, just to keep going and showing you all. Like, this is actually a game that can just be played by itself, right? This board game kind of overlay thing. So I'm pretty excited at the things that we can do with it. One of the things we had talked about, and Grace, this might interest you, is when we assign an asset to a point of interest, you could totally write each point of interest as a captain log. right? So you can tell me about Mabenga going down there and getting 5 successes, just do it via a captain's log. So Brian, the Klingon Ship of the Dead had a true cloak. Everything else is like a scrambling cloak. And Section 31 also had a cloaking device that was secretly invented, apparently.
Or taken from somewhere. It was never made clear.
So, one of the mission spoilers. One of the missions in the book, you go down onto the planet side where sarcophagus got exploded to try to salvage the device.
Ah.
And you can potentially get it and bring it back to your ship and try to scientific method it into your ship, which is a lot of fun. So I do think, let me see what Aaron said about, yeah. Keith, I'm a forever GM too, and I love it. It's hard for me to play sometimes, which is weird. But let's see what, and I know Aaron put something in here about the cloaking device. Stealth systems is what they're called. They're the precursor to the Klingon cloaking device, including adaptive chromatic plates on the outer hull to blend into the background in the near infrared to ultraviolet wavelengths, thermal buffers and heat sinks to reduce the emissions in the far infrared, and microscale wavelength guides to absorb incoming sensor beams and prevent returns. This equipment is difficult to use, requiring a blah, 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 a power requirement of 5. While cloaked, the vessel cannot attempt any attacks, nor can it be the target of an attack, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, Michael, that's the, I think that's the first mission of mid-war, I think. Let me check. Nope, it's not the first mission of mid-war. Oh, it's the last mission of early war. Yeah, Scavenging Pavo is the name.
I think there's a lot in the book, Grace. So I think you'll enjoy it, especially depending on when you're setting your captain's log games.
Yeah, there's 24 mission briefs in here that are perfect starter prompts for your captain's logs. Yeah, Michael, it's a fun mission. You have to go down and deal with basically Klingon spirits and things like that. So you could do, in theory, just a couple of turns of the overlay that we just went through. I would not recommend doing it on a regular basis unless you also are having somebody role-playing the game itself. I think there are rules in here for streamlining short and single battles, et cetera, et cetera.
Hey, Cody.
Cody, what's going on, man? So yeah, Michael, the missions in the book all parallel what happens in Discovery, but you don't ever actually see the USS Discovery ever. So in the mid-war, Enemy of My Enemy deals with when they found the wreckage of the USS Discovery, but it was actually the Mirror Universe USS Discovery that they found. So that's part of the story. I think that would be fine, Grace, if you wanted to just gloss over it and not actually role play through it. The one key thing that I tell anyone that's playing this is when you look at the points of interest that I was sharing, you can always take one of those and role play through it using either a mission brief or a mission that your GM chooses. So if this recon to determine plans is getting too out of control and we can't deal with it with our assets, we can say, hey, Game Master, is this something that we can role play next week? And then the Game Master will set up a mission for you to take your crew to try to solve this. Michael, the best, probably, I mean, they're all really good missions with different things that they offer. Michael Dismuke's mission in here is almost a standalone, and it deals with like a little throwaway scene in one episode, and it is so out there. It's the end of the mid-war, and it deals with the Cankri, which are these cool aliens that essentially the Klingons like assassinated and all that stuff. But they are masters of geometry. And the name of the mission is The Shape of War. And it is so cool. And then, of course, the last mission, without going into detail or spoiling anything, if you have any campaign momentum left, if you have any progression points left, if you have assets, you can turn those all in the last mission to get bonuses in what you're role-playing. It is really, really cool. There's a whole section called mustering, and that's where you start turning in anything that you had left over from the campaign to assist you with the final battle, so to speak. Well, that was fun, Patrick. What did you think?
I enjoyed the heck out of that. That was
And to think, so for this particular war, there are 9 turns, and we only played through 2 of them. Something like the Dominion War, you might do more turns. The structure doesn't have to stay 3 stages with 3 turns each. And that's something really, really important. So if you want to go to the Dominion War, I've said it 100 times now, you probably want a pre-war stage, because there's a lot of maneuvering that the Dominion is doing before war is declared. Right? So, and you might even include a little bit of the Klingon Civil War as part of that as well. And then, like, at some point, you have to evacuate Deep Space Nine. And then go back to Deep Space Nine. So that's probably one stage right there, and so on and so forth.
cool.
I think that I'll eventually like write out my idea for the Dominion War and put it up on continuing mission once I have some spare time.
Yeah.
Because I've definitely got a few ideas.
That copious unstructured free time that we all
well,
so
like I said,
of.
I got a conference this week, the start of the week for school, so I don't know if I'll have any free time or not. But yeah, I posted today that my shop actually has gotten the campaign. So I
saw that picture. That was great.
You should talk to your LGSs. My shop has a direct account with Modifius, which means we get it shipped to us at the same time as the distributors get them shipped to them. So yeah, spare time, Keith. I know, right? I'm also I'm on a self-imposed deadline for another RPG that I'm writing called Once Upon, and I'd like to get it out by the end of April. And I don't know that there's any way I'm going to be able to do that. Although tonight is the last night of my quote unquote media tour for the campaign guide.
Well, I'm glad we got to be the last stop on that then.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
I had a great time with this. I mean, that really explains, because I've only really just started reading that section of the book. It's like well, I've told you, I've told Jim, I've told most of the people who aren't tired of listening to me about it. I tend to go for the character stuff first. So the values, the scar system, and that sort of thing. That's where I've been digging in, is the species and the talents, the changes of the roles for wartime application. I've been concentrating really hard on that. I've started getting into the overlaying, kind of glanced at the missions, and so this helped me a lot.
I think, and I've been telling this to everyone, sit down with the book, play through one turn by yourself. Once you play through one turn, you will see how everything interacts, and then turn 2, you'll be like, aha, this makes sense now. So
yeah, it's the, like, we have those 2 unknowns at the end of that turn that we just finished. I don't think we ever did. Wouldn't those both be generating additional POIs, or
they would become additional points of interest? We were going to have 9 points of interest. No, 5 plus 3, so 8 points of interest on turn number 3, with only 7 assets to assign. So,
ouch.
All right, I think I just heard my son wake up, so I'm going to go up.
Oh my goodness! Yeah.
Mom. But yeah, maybe we'll try to do this again sometime. We'll see what next week looks like, and play through another couple of turns just for everybody to see.
There'll probably be at least a couple, because I've got next week. I've got an interview with one of my old Shadowrun co-writers. I'll be talking with Kevin Zarnecki, awesome. the Shadowrun vampire prince himself. We were going to do this last week, but he got sick, so we had to reschedule, and so we're going to try again next week and see what happens there. But
well, Patrick, I can't thank you enough for putting it all together and letting us stream and whatnot. I think it's been fun. It sounds like the people who were here really enjoyed it and appreciated it. So
I think they did too. I'm seeing a bunch of positive stuff scrolling by in the chat.
And this was recorded too, right?
Yeah. So
awesome.
it should be there. I'm not 100% certain if it's going to be recorded on Facebook, but I know it is.
No, probably not. You'll
YouTube.
Probably have to link it in Facebook after we're done.
I can, that's easy enough.
All right. Thanks everyone for joining. I'm going to peace out. Desmond's definitely running around upstairs, so I'm going to go take care of him.
Yeah.
Thanks for all your support, everyone.
Thanks for coming by, Al. And guys, I appreciate all of you in the chat coming by. I had a great time tonight. If you enjoy it, please be sure to leave a like. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Tell your friends. Once the recording is ready on YouTube, send your friends to go take a look at it and let them see what they missed. In the meantime, guys, live long and prosper, and we will catch you on the next one. Good night, everybody.